The debt snowball versus the debt avalanche. Which one's mathematically superior? Which one's behaviorally superior? A lot of people pick the strategy based on logic. Problem is, getting out of debt, dealing with personal finance, it's not a math problem. It's a behavior problem. And behavior is what determines whether you finish or not. So what are the main differences? Well, let's start with Avalanche first. Avalanche, you're going to take all your debts. And here you're not so much concerned with which one is the highest or the biggest amount. You're concerned with which one has the highest interest rate. So you put them in order. Highest interest rate gets paid off first, and then you move on down the line. Now, the problem with this, with the human psychology, we need the dopamine hits. We need the thing that's showing us that we're making progress. Now, with some of these, you could be $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 as your highest one, and you won't see any results for months, maybe a year. And that makes it very hard on you to want to keep going because you're putting all this money in, and it's just, there's no payoff. Now, there's some personalities, they're okay with that. They can hang in there. They know it's getting done. Analytically speaking, logically speaking, it's getting broke down. So with the debt snowball, the order is determined by the size of the debt. So let's say you have one at $12,000, you have one at $5,000, and you have one at $2,000, right? Let's say the one that's $2,000 is the lowest interest rate. It's the $5,000 that's the highest interest rate, and the 12 is somewhere in between. That wouldn't matter to you in the debt snowball. You're going to pay off the 500 ASAP, get it done. Then whatever you have left, you're going to put that towards the 5,000. And when that's done, you move on. What this does is it actually keeps you motivated because you're seeing results a lot quicker. The interest rate that you're going to save when you use the Avalanche versus using Snowball is inconsequential. Maybe a few $100 here and there. At most, maybe 1,000. But what do we say? The best program is the one that you're actually going to do. We have this in the weightlifting world. What's the best or the most optimal program that I can do? We like the one that you're actually going to do. So I can set you up with something real cool, but if you never do it, it doesn't matter. Another one may be less optimal, but at least you're going to be in there getting it done. And that's where the big difference comes in. In this money world that we're living in, we always think it's math and math. It's not. It's motivation, it's behavior, it's psychology. Those are the things. And as a side note, if we were so analytical and breaking down math like we think we do, why would we be in all of this debt to begin with? If you're so mathematically inclined, you wouldn't have been getting into all this debt with money you didn't have. So let's get back on track. The Avalanche method saves the most interest on paper. It appeals more to the analytical personalities, and it works great if your behavior is consistent. But here's the problem. Avalanche is mathematically superior if we were just like robots, but we're not. We have emotions. We go up and down. Motivation wanes. Back to the snowball method, you can get quick wins, which boosts confidence, which keeps you motivated to keep you pushing. Also, there's fewer accounts because you're knocking them out as you move up. So that's less mental clutter. You got rid of one, you got rid of two. Now, instead of, let's say, 4 or 5 on your list, you only got 3 to think about. So while Avalanche optimizes the math of things, Snowball optimizes momentum, behavior, if you will. So let me reiterate this one more time. Most people don't fail because they pick the wrong strategy. They fail because they quit. And that quitting will cost you more than any little bit of interest that you'll ever save. So if you're disciplined, you're analytical with all the numbers, you're emotionally neutral about the money, then good. Avalanche will be fine for you. But if you struggle with consistency, you start and stop halfway, you never complete the process, then the math is not the thing that's going to do it for us. We need one that's going to be behaviorally, psychologically superior, that'll keep us motivated to keep pushing. You don't need a mathematically superior plan. You need a psychologically and behaviorally superior plan. Remember, the goal isn't to look super smart or have the most optimal process. The goal is to get out of the debt and to get it out of your way. We want to go from the cloudiness that we're in to competent.